My name is Geneva. I met Haram through New England Conservatory, where we went up until last year, I guess, together, and where I still am, even though she sadly left me to greater things in New York. And very excited to meet Diana for the first time today. And yeah, just excited to chat.
If you guys don't know, Geneva this year won Concert Artists Guild and also AD Artist Diploma at NEC. And I know that must have been, I mean, both of these things are such big things, and I know the preparation for those things have been very different. One was online and one was in person.
Basically, this is for the Artist Diploma program at NEC, which is a 2-year performance-based degree. And as I mentioned, I'd already been at NEC. I went there for my bachelor's, so I was familiar with the school and just grew to really love it there. So I wanted to continue and have another 2 years with my incredible teacher, Miriam Freed. So basically for the audition, the requirement is to present a full recital program of your choosing. And I definitely had a pretty eclectic selection of pieces when I was getting ready, but all pieces that I loved very deeply and was excited about. And getting ready for it, I mean, mentally, honestly, I didn't feel a ton of pressure going into it because I didn't really think I had a chance, to be totally honest. Like the people who were previously in the degree and others who are in it now are just people and artists that I've looked up to so much that I maybe didn't see myself in the same category.
And this is why we love you, Geneva.
No, I don't know. I mean, I'm working on the whole confidence thing, but you know, I really just looked at the whole thing as an opportunity to share music that I was really excited about. And the audition is in Jordan Hall, which is awesome. It's so fun just to play in such a beautiful space. And preparing it, I mean, you know, regardless of what I thought the outcome was going to be, it was very important to me to put my best foot forward and, you know, show the best of what I'm capable of. And to prepare, I did set up, I had 2 recitals in advance. I was actually playing too much music to fit into one recital program. So I ended up having like 2 different recitals, which had like little different parts of the repertoire in each. But that was really helpful, just having the chance to play it out. And they were small recitals. Like the first one was maybe 15 people, and I didn't book, I shouldn't say this because I don't think I'm allowed to do it at this school, but like you get a certain amount of hours, and I booked it as like a recording, so I didn't get any chairs.
I remember that.
Yeah,
You
right?
quickly sent out a message saying, "I'm so sorry, guys, there are no chairs, but hope to see you there."
I know, and like I'm the sweetest friends. Like some people actually came, and I forced them to sit on the floor and listen to me like hack away for a long time. Yeah, and then you know did another similar performance for some other friends in Boston, and that was great. I mean, I am the type to get more nervous playing for people I know, so actually to have like kind of a manufactured higher pressure situation made me feel more prepared for the audition, just because you know it's a rough feeling when you go out for something that you're invested in and it's the first time you've kind of done it, and there's just such an uncertainty of how things are going to feel when you're nervous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so then when I actually got to the audition, I was actually still very nervous. I don't think the preparation helped in that way, but I did feel comfortable with everything I was playing, and you know, still just really excited about it. So, and then as far as CAG goes, I mean, they're just particularly interested in your performance aesthetic and what you like to program and your personality when you play. So for that, it was kind of fun to craft something that was just really about like what I want to say as a musician and what I believe in and what my values are, and even outside of music, you know, what I'm interested in as a person, is something that they asked about and wanted to know about. And yeah, I mean, in a sense, I would say it was difficult to prepare for that because, especially since it was during the pandemic, I didn't have much of an opportunity to record new things. So I mostly sent stuff I had before, or kind of just solo things that I could play on my own, because playing a lot of things with a pianist was tricky, etc. But yeah, I mean, I think again, just having a healthy mindset going into it, where I was obviously hoping for the best, but I felt like at each round of the competition, and you can get feedback from the judges, like I just had the sense that it would be a positive experience no matter the outcome. So I think just the experience of submitting something that I was happy with, in the sense that I felt it represented me, I think that was the most important, so I could feel like I was being authentic and I did my best, you know. Playing what you feel really comfortable with in the first place, when you have flexibility over your options, and you know, if you have the chance to choose the order in which you're going to play a repertoire, make sure you consider something that, you know, is going to give you a good chance of stepping out there and feeling centered and grounded when you start, and feeling confident, because, you know, I've definitely had experiences where either because I didn't think it through, or because it was just one of the rules of whatever audition I was at, but you know, you have to start with the most uncomfortable piece, and you know, even if it's just a psychological thing, if you get out there and you're so scared for that first piece and it makes it harder to play after, you know, I would say just always give yourself the best the best chance to feel your best when you're out there.
Like build your own luck.
Yeah, exactly.
Is there a reason why you chose to do AD instead of doing masters? Because, you know, usually you do masters after bachelor's.
Right. Well, I actually, again, I thought that the chances of getting the AD were pretty slim. And my backup, but in my head, kind of my realistic plan is that I wouldn't get into AD, but you get automatically considered for masters. So I was actually kind of planning on just doing my masters during this period. But I am still planning to do a master's at the moment. I'm hoping to, I don't know exactly where, but I'm hoping to get my master's after I finish this degree.
Okay, awesome.
My other, maybe most recent experience, in 2018, I went to the Naumburg Competition, which is, I think that's kind of the only, you know, real like international competition that I've been to. And that was an interesting experience. I got to the finals, which was something that was huge for me. I was very excited about it, but I think, I don't know, I mean, I would consider the competition a success in the fact that, you know, I felt like I did well in something that was quite new for me, in doing a competition at all. But I also learned that, you know, my preparation really was just not at the level that it should have been. I think it is, maybe it's somewhat basic advice, but I feel like, sorry, my radiator's freaking out. Sorry, that sounds gross. Oh my god.
I'm glad that's not like your roommate, like, you know, like smashing things in the other room.
I think we've said we have like a house ghost. We've called him Pablo, so this is Pablo wanting to be included. But anyway, yeah, advice from my teachers. The thing that I hold with me the most closely, I think, is just this idea that no matter what anyone tells you, in the end, you just have to do what is authentically you and what you believe in, and have to be committed to it 100%. And I think I've had two major teachers, I would say, in my like longtime violin teachers amongst other important mentors and all that. But Amy Creston and Miriam Fried have been like my two violin mothers. And I think both of them, the greatest gift that they've given me together is just the sense to really trust my instincts and, you know, of course, to have things that support that and be very aware of all the choices you make and be able to back up all your decisions, but just, you know, kind of to believe in myself in that way and just not let anything infringe upon that.
I think one of my boyfriend's favorite quotes is by Honor Bilsma, and he says something about make sure your music is authentic. Like, and he just resonates with it so much because he's a huge Bach nerd, and he's like, you know, we always worry about what's the right way to play, what's, you know, and if you listen to Bilsma, it's like, so, like, each recording is so different, but it's so authentic to him, so I really love that.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like, too, something that maybe a lot of, especially students, can relate to is, like, often we find ourselves in situations where you just get so much outside input. You know, if you're at a summer festival and you get coached from 4 different teachers within 2 weeks and everyone tells you something different and you're just, like, trying to sort through this, or, you know, you hear someone play and it's totally different and you're like, oh, should I be playing that way? You know, and just finding this balance of course, like, absorb and learn from absolutely everything you can, but at the end of the day, like, figure out what works for you and just, you know, live by that. I just want to spend this time practicing a lot and really improving my craft. I feel like particularly during my undergrad and also pretty much through most of my high school experience, I just didn't feel like maybe because I managed my time poorly, but I just never felt like I had this huge, like, dedicated chunk of time where I was just really figuring things out and making sure that I am getting to a level, just like, this sounds really pretentious, but just like on an artistic level, you know, where I am meeting my own standards and getting to a place where I feel like I can realize on the instrument how it sounds in my head, because I know that's a lifelong challenge for everybody, and I think it's pretty rare to find someone who feels that they're able to, you know, if there's anyone who feels like they can really convey their ideals. But, you know, I just want to take this time and make that gap between dream and reality in that sense as small as possible.
Oh, well, Geneva, I feel like all of these questions, like, you're saying it in, like, such a humble way, but your playing says it all. Like, you know, your playing is authentic. It's like, I don't know, if people will be able to tell you're super likable, and so your music is likable, and, like, you're so inspirational.
So nice.
So do you have any hobbies?
Kind of. Nothing serious. I mean, I tend to keep pretty busy either with just work, violin, or specifically time not working, you know, kind of enforced downtime. But recently I started taking photos for fun. Actually, my best friend Emma is a really great photographer, and over the years she would just like, I would just always get so excited, like, watching her take photos, that finally I was just like, I want a camera too. And so I got one recently and basically just enjoy taking portraits of people when they let me.
Well, Geneva, thank you so much for taking the time to come. I know you have an extremely busy schedule, and Geneva was so kind enough to just say yes right away and share. And you are amazing. So, in every way. And and if you are wanting to share something, we'll be waiting for your video later today.
Yes, sounds amazing. Thank you for having me. This was so fun and so nice to see you, and so nice to meet you, Diana.